is Barbara Nelson. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at iPass. At iPass, we provide internet services for business travelers. Those are end users who are trying to connect to the internet as they travel around the world, at home, in the office, on the campus, at the coffee shop, the airport, or wherever they happen to be. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the technical underpinnings of our solution and what is it that we do that makes it so easy to provide this seamless user experience over what happens to be a huge collection of very diverse internet service provider offerings. So in this very simple diagram, or it's not my strong suit here, the end user, using their laptop, wants to connect to some internet service provider. So maybe you're lucky enough to be traveling to Sydney, Australia. You've never been to Sydney, Australia before, but you want to get on the internet. We've partnered with an internet service provider in Sydney, Australia. So when you connect to the internet service, you provide a username and a password that tells the internet service provider, I'm part of the iPass global network, so I'm an iPass user. The internet service provider recognizes that those are iPass credentials and sends them on to iPass, to part of our global authentication fabric, which is globally distributed in all the major geographies. Within our authentication fabric, we'll recognize who is the person or the entity that gave you those internet credentials. So for many of you, you're employees of some large corporation and you got your internet credentials from your IT administrator. So we would recognize that you're an enterprise employee, and we will then route that authentication request over to the enterprise. So we would say, is this user with this password allowed to connect to the internet in Sydney, Australia? The enterprise will come back and say either yes they can or no they can't. If they say no they can't, then sorry, you're out of luck, you're not getting onto the internet in Sydney, Australia. Let's assume that they are letting you on. So they come back and say yes, allow this user to get on the internet. We then tell the internet service provider in Australia, please allow this user to get on the internet. The internet service provider will now open up an internet connection for you in Australia. All the policies around that internet connection, should the firewall be running, does the VPN have to be launched, does the antivirus have to be running, all of those will happen seamlessly and in the background in your client based on the configuration policies of your enterprise. The internet service provider relies on the fact that iPass said, yes, let this user on, so at the end of the month, the internet service provider bills us. So they'll say, we want you to pay for so many sessions, for so many users. We, in turn, have a settlement engine that we will run to determine exactly how much each of the enterprises needs to pay us for use of that service. You might be on a flat monthly rate where you pay the same amount every month, no matter what your usage could be. You might be on a usage plan. In either case, you get one single view, the enterprise gets one view to all their activities across all their internet service providers globally. The internet service provider has one point of interaction with iPass. They don't know the details of who are all the customers that we have. The customers, in turn, don't know all the details of who are all the internet service providers, and you, the end user, get a really seamless experience on your laptop, or on your handheld, or on your iPhone, or on whatever device is connecting to that internet service provider.